On Monday, President Joe Biden announced that he is taking 37 federal death row inmates to serve life sentences, leaving only 3 awaiting execution when President-elect Donald Trump takes office next month. Today, I am commuting the sentences of 37 of the 40 individuals on federal death row to life sentences without parole, Biden said Monday. The president did not commute the sentences of Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, one of 2 brothers who bombed the Boston Marathon in 2013, Dylan Roof, a white nationalist who killed 9 people at a historically black church in Charleston, South Carolina, in 2015, and Robert Bowers, who killed 11 worshippers at Pittsburgh's Tree of Life Synagogue in 2018. These commutations are consistent with the moratorium my administration has imposed on federal executions, in cases other than terrorism and hate-motivated mass murder, Biden stated. Most of the 37 convicted of lesser crimes like drug trafficking murders or prison guard or inmate murders had their sentences shortened Monday. Biden stated, "Make no mistake, I condemn these murderers, grieve for the victims of their despicable acts, and ache for all the families who have suffered unimaginable and irreparable loss. But informed by my conscience and experience as a public defender, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman, Vice President, and now President, I am more certain than ever that we must halt the federal death sentence. I can't let a new administration resume executions I stopped in good conscience." Trump's return to the White House has death penalty opponents on edge. During the 2024 campaign, Trump promised to resume federal executions and increase the list of crimes eligible for capital punishment, which includes murder, espionage, and treason. On Monday, Trump's transition team called the commutations an abhorrent decision that benefited among the worst killers in the world. President Trump stands for the rule of law, which will return when he is back in the White House after he was elected with a massive mandate from the American people, Trump transition spokesperson Stephen Chung said. Biden's decision follows his son Hunter's pardon for federal tax and gun charges this month and the White House's promise of more clemency and commuting. President Biden granted mercy to 1,500 prisoners in the largest single-day act of clemency in history. Opponents of capital punishment and Biden allies like Senator Chris Coons had urged the president to commute federal death penalty convictions. President Biden has an opportunity to make history by addressing the racist and unjust federal death penalty system and keeping an early campaign promise he made to the American people, ACLU Executive Director Anthony Romero said this month after the ACLU and more than 130 other civil and human rights organizations wrote to Biden urging him to commute death sentences. Coons, a Delaware Democrat, told Dana Bash on Sunday that Biden should review the commutations on a case-by-case basis. There are questions about the fairness and process of the U.S. death penalty. I don't know what President Biden will do, but I think there are reasons, both in terms of racial justice, due process, and what it says domestically and to the world about our values, if we execute all of these people rather than keep them in prison for life, Coons said on State of the Union. Biden campaigned in 2020 to abolish the federal death penalty and halted executions as the Justice Department evaluated them early in his presidency. Merrick Garland, Biden's Attorney General, has not sought the death penalty in any new cases, but the Justice Department upheld Tsarnaev and Roof's sentences. The Death Penalty Information Center reports over 2,000 state court convictions and death sentences. Biden cannot overturn death sentences. Opponents worry that Trump's return would lead to more government executions as in the president-elect's first term. 13 people were executed in the last 7 months of Trump's first